Here now, David Stockman, former Reagan budget director and Trumped author. David, isn't it nice to finally have somebody who's got concern for those of us who pay so much of our paycheck in taxes?
Yes, exactly, at last. And also a focus on balancing the budget after we've run up $20 trillion of debt in the last 2 or 3 decades.
By the way, they say they can do it in 10 years. Do you believe them?
I applaud them for the target. The math of getting there is totally unlikely or impossible, but at least they laid out a target and have $3 trillion worth of real spending cuts in the budget that would help stem the red ink that I think is a grave danger to the country.
Now, you heard Adams specify, I think it's a good specification, that these aren't always cuts in terms of cutting from 100 to 99 to 90. It's cut in the level of increase, right? So instead of growing from 100 to 110, you grow from 100 to 105, for example, right?
Well, that's correct. We're looking at 10-year budgets. That's the way they do it. There's built-in $52.5 trillion of spending. If you can imagine a number that big, I think they're cutting about $3 trillion. That's 6%. That ought to be totally doable. The problem is they've ring-fenced too much of the budget. They've said no Social Security cuts, no Medicare cuts. Defense is $6.5 trillion. They want to add to it. Veterans and so forth. The simple math is that $40 trillion of spending over the next decade for the items I just mentioned is ring-fenced, set aside.
Well, I want to make a little correction. Maybe it's not as much of a correction as it is just a point of specification. Social Security has disability payments. And as we know, there's a lot of flim-flam artists who are taking advantage of this, saying they're disabled when they're not, getting billions and billions of tax dollars. Finally, they're going to cut back on that. People won't get paid for not working. Abled people won't get paid for not working.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's $72 billion over 10 years. On the other hand, disability is going to cost $1.8 trillion. So I think it's just a nick. We could actually do a lot more. That's only 4%.
Right.
So I applaud that. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you throw in disability, Medicare, and retirement for Social Security, it is $23.5 trillion.
Right.
And you're only cutting $72 billion.
I know.
It's a rounding error.
But David, this is, even though it's not enough for you, it's being considered draconian by the press. You read the Washington Post, the New York Times. They're quoting all these people saying that, you know, thousands, if not millions of Americans will suffer. And there's this about whether or not it actually works. Larry Summers, a guy who we should remind everybody was totally wrong when he worked for President Obama about how much the economy would grow. He said it would grow 4.5%. In fact, it grew 1.9%. So he was way off. Close. He calls the Trump budget ludicrous, to which you say what?
Well, I would say that anything Larry Summers has to say is inherently wrong, and that ought to be a source of comfort. On the other hand, there's another thing that's important in this budget, and that is the big tax cut is presented as revenue neutral.
Right.
No more magic napkins from Art Laffer. The idea is...
Even though he was right.
Well, he wasn't right.
He was right, but we can talk about that some other time.
That's another time. But the point is, with $20 trillion of debt, another 10 built in unless we do something, we have to pay for our tax cut. We do need corporate reduction. We do need rate reduction, but it needs to be paid for with a broader base, loophole closings. They've left all that unspecified for the future.
Well, I would just add one more thing before we go. We really got to run. But the fact is that we need growth more than anything else in this economy right now. And tax cuts will lead to more growth, will they not? Quickly.
Well, if they're revenue neutral, I don't think they're going to lead to that much growth. This budget has in it double the growth that we've had in the last 10 years. I think that's pie in the sky. Totally,
even though it's only 3%? That's all we're asking for, a historical average.
When it comes to revenue, what drives is nominal, not real. They have 5% nominal growth for 10 years without a recession. 207 quarters has never happened in human history. And that is double the nominal growth that we've had since 2006. So that's a problem.
All right. But you applaud the effort. David Stockman, I had to throw that in there. Author of the book Trumped. You got to read the book. Thank you, David. Appreciate you being here.